Chapter 3. Intention and opening Takbir. He used to say, all actions are by intention, and every man shall have to what he intended. Then he would commence the prayer by saying, Allah is the greatest. He ordered the one who prayed badly to do likewise as has been mentioned, and he said to him, Verily, the prayer of a person is not complete, until he has made an ablution which has included the necessary parts of the body, and has then said, Allahu Akbar. He also used to say, the key to the prayer is purification. It is entered by takbir and exited by taslam. Also he used to raise his voice for the takbir, such that those behind him could hear. But when he fell ill, Abu Bakr used to raise his voice to convey the takbir of the messenger to the people. He would also say, when the imam says Allahu Akbar, then say Allahu Akbar. He would raise his hands sometimes with the takbir, sometimes after the takbir, and sometimes before it. He would raise them with fingers apart, not spaced out completely, nor together. And he would put them level with his shoulders, although occasionally he would raise them until they were level with the tops of his ears. 3.2. The command to place the right arm on the left. He used to place his right arm on his left, and he used to say, We, the company of prophets, have been commanded to hasten the breaking of the fast, to delay the meal before the fast, and to place our right arms on our left arms during prayer. Also he passed by a man who was praying and had placed his left arm on his right, so he pulled them apart and placed the right on the left. 3.3. To place the hands on the chest. He used to place the right arm on the back of his left palm, wrist, and forearm, and he commanded his companions to do likewise, and some. Intention and opening takbir at times. He would grasp his left arm with his right. He used to place them on his chest. Also, he used to forbid putting one's hand on the waist during prayer, and he put his hand on his waist to demonstrate, and this is the silb and cross which he used to forbid. 3.4. To look at the place of prostration and humility. He used to incline his head during prayer and fix his sight towards the ground. While he was in the Kaaba, his sight did not leave the place of his prostration until he came out from it, and he said, It is not fitting that there should be anything in the house which disturbs the person praying. He used to forbid looking up at the sky, and he emphasized this prohibition so much that he said, People must refrain from looking up at the sky in prayer, or their sight will not return to them, and in one narration, or their sight will be plucked away. In another hadith, so when you pray, do not look here and there, for Allah sets his face for the face of his slave in his prayer as long as he does not look away. And he also said about looking here and there, it is a snatching away which the devil steals from the slave during prayer. He also said, Allah does not cease to turn to a slave in his prayer as long as he is not looking around. When he turns his face away, Allah turns away from him. He forbade 3 things, pecking like a hen, squatting, ikka, like a dog, and looking around like a fox. He also used to say, pray a farewell prayer as if you see him. But if you do not see him, surely he sees you, Sem, and any person who, when an obligatory prayer is due, excels in its ablution, humility, and bowings, will have it as a remission for his previous minor sins, as long as he does not commit a major sin, and this opportunity is for all times. Once he prayed in a kamsa, and during the prayer he looked at its marks, so when he finished he said, Take this kamsa of mine to Abu Jam and bring me his Anbijanaya, for it has diverted my attention from the prayer in one narration, for I have looked at its marks during the prayer, and it almost put me to trial. Similarly, Aisha had a cloth with pictures spread towards a sawa, towards which the Prophet prayed, and then said, Take it away from me, for its pictures did not cease to thwart me in my prayer. He would also say, Prayer is not valid when the food has been served, nor when it is time to relieve oneself of the 2 filths.